41 parts. I have been doing this for almost a year. You know, that's kind of good timing that I finished the first year of the season mode in the full year here. Anyway, welcome to my playthrough of WWE Smackdown Shut Your Mouth, part 41. We're getting right back into the month of April now. Right into the Backlash month because, as you recall, when we first started this, for the first 2 months, I was on Sunday Night Heat instead of the main show, so I didn't get to have any matches at Backlash or Judgment Day. Well, now I'm going to have matches at Backlash and Judgment Day. So anyway, you get this scene here at the start, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you were in the main event or if you weren't. Hulk Hogan comes back, says that he's back, and, you know, he's back in Hulkamania mode, not NWO mode. Nothing really to say about that there, it's just a little scene to get. Nothing really happens in this part here. I think I just go through my first match back. But I will say this, I have gone through a few changes with my character. I mean, at this point in time, I was like, I was still getting back into playing the game, so you're going to see some pretty crappy matches in the next few parts here. Anyway, I was asked if I want to compete for the title, and I didn't want to do that. I mean, I don't want to just keep competing for the main title. I want to build to it. And I'll get more into that, I think, in the next part. I think that's when I start to build things there. But let's go into my appearance here for a minute here, because you definitely saw that I changed a bit. I have new tights. They're black with red accents, which will change to black with orange and black with yellow. I just go through the color spectrum the whole time. I changed my hairstyle a bit. It's a bit flatter now. And I've got that thicker beard, because beards in this game look awful. I'm not going to lie. So you're basically fine just going with stubble or a thin beard like that. The point is, I'm fully coming around with my heel turn here. So I'm going to be a bad guy now. That's about it. So we're going to get into a match with Edge here, who's a guy I haven't faced. And Edge, I gotta say this, Edge is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I mean, I have liked him since I started watching heavily in the early 2000s. He's always been a favorite of mine. And I mean, I'm not a guy who hates John Cena. I never have been. I'm not one of those guys who ever blindly hated him. And I mean, when I had friends who say that they didn't like John Cena, I just kind of, I didn't really give them a full response. The only time I ever recall not liking John Cena is because he was facing Edge. And that had nothing to do with me not liking John Cena, that just had everything to do with me liking Edge a whole hell of a lot more. And honestly, I think the guy is one of the best. He did everything so well. He could put on great matches, he could play such a great character, he knew how to talk, he played such an amazing crazy guy, and he had some great facial expressions. You could hate him, you could love him, he could do it all. And I mean, I see a lot of people saying that Christian was better. I've never seen Christian as better. Ever. And I've said this before, I always thought Edge was better, and Edge got the push because he was better. Christian is a good hand, he can put on a decent match. I never saw this, like, he has great promo abilities and stuff. I just don't see it with Christian. I don't. Edge is better. And at this point of time, Edge was a mid-carder, kind of raising to the main event scene. Like in 2002, you knew they were going to do something with Edge, because this guy was tag teaming with Hulk Hogan. And I mean, Hulk Hogan is the biggest star in wrestling ever. Anyway, this first match back here, you're going to see me kind of get my ass kicked a little. I think I win in the end. But the point is, I'm completely off with my reversal timing, so I'm going to be getting beaten quite a bit here. I don't try to, but that's what happens. But I haven't really changed my moveset, I don't think. I think everything's just about the same as it was before. So let's get on to a different topic here, and something that I'm actually quite excited to talk about here. I was going back through all my videos, like all of them, all of my gameplay videos. And not a lot has changed in a lot of spaces, but the more I look back on the wrestling ones, the more I realize these are actually getting views. And I mean, the new ones, yeah, it takes a little while, but as I was going back to the earlier ones, I'm seeing, wow, I've got like over 20 views on this one. Wow, I've got over 50 views on this one. Wow, I've got over 100 views on this one. So clearly people are watching these playthrough videos of WWE Smackdown Shut Your Mouth, and I like that. I'm glad I finally found, I guess you could say, a niche. Now, I'm not sure if it's because it's a PS2 game, and I'm not sure if it's because it's a wrestling game. But it has inspired me to keep going along with some PS2 games and not doing what everyone does, where they just play old retro games on the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. And I mean, I do like those games. I mean, I grew up with the Sega Genesis, and I will probably keep playing those games. I mean, I definitely want to keep doing some co-op playthroughs with Frey. I mean, I'm just about done. I mean. How many more times can I say that? But I'm just about done Gunstar Heroes with Frey. Or, well, I pretty much am done. I just neglected to upload the video the last night here. Just forgot to. I mean, I was sitting in bed and I'm just like, yeah, right, I was going to upload the finale of Gunstar Heroes. Oh, well, tomorrow. But we also did... Sorry about that. We also did Ren and Stimpy, Stimpy's Invention, and we did a playthrough of Golden Axe, the first one, which, I mean, Gunstar Heroes was a wreck, Ren and Stimpy was a huge mess, but Golden Axe went really well, actually. I was surprised at how well Golden Axe went. Especially because it's a game that I've never beaten. And spoilers now, we didn't beat Golden Axe, but we did have a lot of fun playing it, and we did a lot better than I thought we were. So hopefully we can do some more games. I mean, I want to do Bonanza Brothers. I would love to do Streets of Rage. I mean, I've already done playthroughs of them in single player, but I would love to do them in a co-op too. And I want to do the second Golden Axe game. Maybe not the third one, but I do want to do Golden Axe 2, because that was a good game too. We also did a playthrough of Goof Troop on the Super Nintendo. And that was such a good playthrough, all kinds of funny moments, but, you know, the program I used to record, it just wasn't cooperating with the Super Nintendo stuff, so I couldn't do it, unfortunately. But I know it works with the Genesis, and I'm just going to assume right now that it's not going to cooperate as much as I want with the Game Boy Advance. I hope it does, because I do need to continue Fire Emblem here. I mean, we're definitely over 2/3 into the game. I mean, I would even say we're done 75% of the game. About that. Maybe a little less, but with Christmas coming and everyone getting off on holidays and vacation, we will be playing more Fire Emblem. I mean, I've got a whole other hour or two of footage of Fire Emblem that I need to upload. I've just been taking time to get back into WWE here and do all those games that I did with Frey. And I mean, I'm doing all those games I did with Frey because the file sizes on them are huge. I didn't expect them to come out to be like 700 gigabytes. And I mean, I was looking at I clicked on my computer one day and I'm just like, I have no space on here, but because of the virus I had, my computer's basically clean. There shouldn't be much more than probably not even 100 gigabytes taken at that point. And I have a 2 terabyte hard drive. Well, I went and checked the sizes of those files, and they were huge. And I mean, that's not what I expect for a Genesis game. I expect like really little file sizes. It turns out it's just because of the screen resolution I was using. And I mean, I'm just gonna have to shrink it down. I mean, I don't need it any more than 640 by 480 for a Genesis game. Frey might like it bigger, but he can keep it bigger. I don't care. We probably won't desync. I mean, we've been fine thus far. The only time we desynced in the game was because I had to leave partway through it, and I left for like 5 minutes. And since nothing was happening, it ended up desyncing. But oh well, anyway, my point is, I am going to be continuing with these WWE videos. I'm going to be continuing with these, oh, right, that reminds me. I'm coming up to Wee Man's Winter of Wrestling again this year because, you know, winter's coming. It's it's about 10, 11 days away now. I got 4 games planned for it. All of them are PS2 games. One of them is my favorite wrestling game ever. So I'm definitely excited to do that. And the first one will go up on December 21st. And that will be the first WWE Smackdown vs. Raw game. And I'm planning to do it in kind of a casual review format. I'm just going to talk about the game over some gameplay footage instead of specifically going through the roster and everything, because that was a bit of a hassle, and it didn't give me a lot of time to talk about things, so I'm just going to like record one or two matches, depends on how long they go, and then just talk about the game, what I like about it, what I don't like. And that's what I'm going to do for the other games that I'm planning on doing too. Now, I say I have 4 games planned. There's a 5th that I'm not sure if I'm going to do yet. We're going to see how the others go, but the 5th game is it's an interesting one. It's a fun one. I'll assure you of that. And one other thing, when I finish SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, I may not get into this right away, but just because this has been going so well, I do plan now to do a playthrough of WWE Smackdown Here Comes the Pain. I mean, even if I don't like the season mode in it as much as I do in Shut Your Mouth, I can't deny that it's a good game, and I will eventually do a playthrough of it. There are other games I might do first. I mean, I know I've been talking about a Dragon Ball Z review, but I might not do that now. I might just do a full playthrough of the games and just kind of, well, of Budokai 2 and 3. 1, there's not really much point, and the other games in the series, there's not really much point. But 2 and 3 I can talk about a lot and tell you how to unlock things and what's the best way to do something. Because they're fun fighting games, and they've got a fun, decent story mode in each of the games, and they're different enough, or, well, they're completely different from one another, so I won't have to worry about too much overlap. Sure, everyone who's watched Dragon Ball knows the Dragon Ball Z story by now, but these games change things up enough. Budokai 1 doesn't, it's just following the story. But Budokai 2 and 3, they change it up enough that I can have some fun with them. And there are other games I want to do too. I mean, I really want to get into some other Fire Emblem games, but, you know, I gotta finish the one I'm playing first, and I really want to do Dark Cloud. Like, I really want to do Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2, because those, I don't play a lot of RPGs, if any at all, I mean, aside from strategy RPGs, but I love Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2, especially Dark Cloud 2. That is such a great game. I mean, even if the Moonflower Palace is such a pain in my ass, I love that game. Anyway, we should be winding down here. We're at the point where Shawn Michaels joins the NWO. Not much to say here. I mean, we've seen, if you're watching in 2002, you know this happens. So he joins the NWO, trying to breathe new life into it. See how that worked. And that's it for this part, so see you next time.